Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to AnTalk, the weekly comic conversation. So today I'm going to review the new holiday comedy Office Christmas Party, directed by Josh Gordon and Will Speck, starring quite the cast including Jennifer Aniston, Jason Bateman, TJ Miller, Kate McKinnon, Olivia Munn, and many more. So let me just start by saying I didn't not like this movie, and to say I didn't enjoy it at all would be a lie. But I had really high expectations for it, and I'm not quite sure they were met. Is this movie funny? For the most part, yes, it's pretty funny. But honestly, I thought it could have been a little bit more funny. But I really don't think it's a bad movie, though. It's got a pretty simple, generic, by-the-books plot. But, who cares when you're talking about a comedy called Office Christmas Party? You know why you're going to see this movie, and it's, for that. And really building up to the party and the party itself are pretty damn good, but it does steer away from it in a direction I didn't think it needed to go, and it could have focused on the party a lot more than it actually did, in my opinion. The overall plot is basically Jason Bateman and most of the other characters in this film work for this tech company ran by TJ Miller, at least a specific branch. It was his father's, and since he passed, it's been passed to him, and he runs his company. But Jennifer Aniston is his hard-ass sister who is threatening to shut the company down because she's CEO. Basically, the numbers aren't doing so well, and she's threatening to close down the branch unless they can save it. Not to mention, it's only a couple days before Christmas, and they have to land this big client in order to save the company. So Jason Bateman, Olivia Munn, and TJ Miller come up with the idea to invite him to their Christmas party. So now they have to set up this party in order to impress him, and you can probably guess how it goes on from there. The cast, the acting, I thought was all pretty good, actually. Jason Bateman, he plays that straight, sensible guy you see him in a lot of comedies to help kind of ground the story. I think Jennifer Aniston does a pretty good job being a bitch of a boss. Olivia Munn was actually a pretty big surprise to me. She didn't get much shine in X-Men, and, I really was actually pretty impressed with her in this movie. I thought Kate McKinnon was a standout as the head of HR, and the standout to me was TJ Miller. TJ Miller really helped this movie out for me. He's a really funny person, and he does a really good job here in this movie. And like I said, this movie is funny. In the beginning, it takes the story's alright, but the comedy takes a little bit to get going, in my opinion. But it picks up as it goes on through the first act and into the second act. The party is really funny. There's a lot of funny parts, but I really think in the third act, it kind of goes away from the party, and to me, that kind of hurt the movie. I really think it could have stayed there at the party, which is why I wanted to go to the theater and see this in the first place. I don't want to give too much away, but with what they do with the movie, I think it kind of takes away from what there was potential to be. I think they might have missed a little bit of opportunity that they had to be pretty much a classic holiday movie from now on, but it was not quite there for me. Still enjoyed it, but not quite there. I think it was only 3 or 4 maybe really good jokes or 1 or 2 really good scenes for me to be really impressed with this movie. Like I said, the party is funny. They do have a cutscene back to the party where some of the characters are still at, and again, it's only like a 15-second cut back. I'm like, this is where I want to be in the movie. But overall, the plot, the story, and the other stuff, it's okay. It's not funny. Like I said, the plot is generic or whatever, but that's not why I come to see this movie. As long as it's entertaining, that's all I care about. Other than the cast members I've already named off, a lot of other actors do a pretty good job in their roles. Most of them pretty small roles, but all of them pretty funny. But it just wasn't quite where I wanted it to be as far as my expectations go. But maybe my expectations were too high, because like I said, it's not a bad movie overall as far as the comedy goes. If you want to get real critical on it, you could really tear this movie apart probably, but it's a comedy. As long as the jokes are good and I'm entertained, that's all I really care about. I did laugh a lot throughout the whole movie. It just wasn't quite as hysterical as I had hoped for. But it's not a bad movie. I'm not telling anybody not to go check it out. You really should. You'll probably like it. I do like this movie. But yeah, just focus on the office party. It had a lot of potential to be really funny. I don't care if it takes up the whole second and third act. Just cram it with jokes. Honestly, that's kind of what I wanted to see, but, the third act went a different way, and, that's okay. I was hoping this movie would be my next holiday classic that I could pop in, every Christmas, every year, and still get a laugh out of it. I might watch this movie again, but it wasn't quite on that level to me. If you've seen Office Christmas Party, let me know what you thought in the comments below. That pretty much wraps up my opinion on the film. Don't forget to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. This is AnTalk. Thanks for watching. Happy holidays.